Hello and welcome to a BoltACtion battle report, and today it is Germany and Hungary versus the Brits and the USA, and this is a crazy game. We had a couple of weeks ago, I got a few videos in the pipeline, and as you can see, the past weeks were a bit dedicated to 40k, and whoever commented, I will reply, but it takes a while. So let me catch up. And also, I think I should put one space here. So, Germany versus Hungary and Brits versus USA. You might know the German army, the British army, and the US army for version 3, but the Hungarians are pretty strong. And I will show you why. So, let us get to the start of the game. So, I was beginning to collect the United States of America for BoltACtion, and I got myself this airplane. If you want to see how I build it, go up here or check my videos later. And I was building the plane and also watching Band of Brothers, or more or less rewatching Band of Brothers. And I got this Thunderbolt Razorback, and the way I equipped it, um, one soldier said it was equipped like a Christmas tree. It was pretty heavy, but this one flew over the European, how do you say, European theater. And so I was getting my plane ready, and what I had in mind is, can I bring two forward observers? And yeah, I just wanted to see if I can do it and what it would do. So my list was pretty fluffy, and I could have made it different, but I wanted to play what I wanted to play because I'm a Timmy. And as you can see, I could have proxied also my tanks, but this is what I got, and so this is what I brought. I brought a Fury Sherman, and I brought two airplanes. And yeah, I was thinking, how can I put the plane on something like this? I don't know. We're looking at universal carriers. My friend was asking myself, and yeah, and this was probably a thousand points. What I put together. We're playing 4 players, 1,000 points, and you will see in a second what we did put together. And yeah, this is the best I came up with, a cup which could show how the plane can come in. And I mean, this will be a really great game. So this is what I brought. I brought my armored platoon, and I had to bring a jeep because nothing else was fitting into the armored platoon. So I took my Brad Pitt Fury, an Easy 8, I think, or a 76 millimeter, as they call it. Pretty expensive. I think if I would have played it competitively, I would have brought a different tank. Some will bring the howitzer Sherman and whatever, but I wanted to play for fun. And we all wanted to play for fun. And this is my SAS Jeep. I don't have yet any American Jeeps, but it will do for today. So I brought a Jeep with a pintle mounted. I brought my forward air observer. To be clear, I brought 2 of them. Did I? Yeah, I did. I brought 2 of them. Or did I bring just one? I think I just brought one. The list where I bring 2 forward observers, that will be against the Japanese with their HE spam. That is a battle report that will come. So I brought a plane, 1 forward observer, and 2 attacks. I brought an artillery platoon because I knew facing the Germans I would face tanks against Mario because he loves his tanks and I love my tanks. And so I wanted to have a bit of AT. I brought a light AT, which is pretty niche, but I thought maybe I can shoot at some light armored cars with this or pin up heavy tanks. And also, I wanted to make the way clear for my airstrike. So, whatever had a pintle mounted needed to go. And that's why I brought AT guns. I think this is a medium AT and this is a light AT. with an inexperienced platoon leader. Yeah, no, inexperienced lieutenant. Yeah, not fully painted. I brought a sniper team. Um, this is my rifle platoon. I think 7 guys. I did put 2 BARs in this right now. I think I would run rather light machine guns, but yeah, we'll have to see. And yeah, I think at least 2 of these squads, maybe even 3. Yeah, I think I bring 3 squads of 7 to 8 men to 7 men with 2 BARs. The rest is all rifles. And then I got 1 platoon of Marines with 6 rifles only. Then I got a mortar. This is my heavy weapons team, a medium MMG, and this is my force right here. Yeah, from the top view you can see it better, but this is what I brought. And yeah, this one costs me 75. Not the best force, but let's call it thematic, okay? Let's call it thematic, and I'm ready to face whatever will come my way. So the enemy, or my good friend Kevin, is bringing his Hungarians. This is a beautiful picture. He's bringing his Hungarians, and he's bringing cavalry, and they look amazing. Also, one of the points why I got myself also cavalry, I will do a review on that shortly. Um, I think he brings a sniper. This is his platoon leader with a buddy. I will show you his forces. Then my ally Berkan brings his Australian forces, his Chindit forces with Van Gogh. And yeah, he's bringing a lot of dudes, and he brings an artillery observer which can strike twice. And this is his platoon leader with a buddy. I think everything is equipped with rifles. I think he has 3 team of dudes, all with rifles and light machine guns. And he has also a Gurkha squad. As you can see, we're building up our forces at this point. And I think a bunch of dudes will go into his brand carrier. I don't know what this is, a light howitzer or light AT, or a medium AT. But yeah, we brought some AT, and here is his brand carrier 3D printed. Why not? And his resin Lee, not yet fully painted, but shortly you will see this guy painted. The Lee, equipped with a medium anti-tank, with a light anti-tank, and with an MMG. So these are the forces of Kevin. These are his Hungarians. I mean, I love the brown color. Again, as you can see, beautifully here. Just amazing craftsmanship, and the bricks on the floor, and yeah, some camo, and great minis, great minis. Yeah, a mortar, and we're setting up the table. I don't know where we're fighting, but I think we're somewhere at the Eastern Front. Probably. Or maybe some special operations behind enemy lines, some top secret things. And yeah, the village is pretty cool. This is our deployment zone. This is the deployment zone of the Germans and Hungarians. And yeah, what's the mission here? I think the mission here is to hold these fuel tanks, one here, and I think one here and one right here. So as you can see, like in each table quarter in the center of the town, there's one of these barrels, and that is to be claimed. Um, we put together this forest, and it is dense. You cannot see through it, but if you step in, you can look out, and they can see you in the forest, but you cannot, like a tank, cannot draw a line of sight through this. And I think here we can see here is true line of sight, but soft cover, and everything else is self-explanatory, like a bit of hard cover, soft cover. I guess we played that infantry can run or advance over this one, and you can't enter the building. So the Hungarians are pretty mean because they can forward deploy, but their enemies cannot forward deploy. So um, the US and the British couldn't put their forward observer on the table, nor our snipers, and that will cost us a turn. And yeah, Kevin even paints eyeballs. Great stuff. So the Hungarians deploy their sniper here. These are the German forces painted up by a good buddy called Mario, and he brought a Stuh 42. He loves his howitzer tanks with a tank commander, a medium mortar. Today we see a Hetzer tank, pretty awesome tank, pretty small. It has thin sides, but here it sports, I would say, a heavy anti-tank gun, 6 plus, and as you can see, a lot of grenadiers, each squad equipped with some Panzerfaust, or maybe just for the looks, but definitely each squad equipped with a light machine gun. Beautiful stuff, just beautiful. Great craftsmanship. And so Berkan runs in with his Gurkhas. Not super intelligent to let them run on this flank, but yeah, I think yeah he did it to give the sniper a pin, and well, pins win games. And with his other team, he runs behind the building. That's a great thing to do. Let me see. Kevin brings in with his Hungarian a light mortar and shoots and hits this guy. I think on a 6. Like Kevin on this day will be very lucky with his mortars. Like pretty lucky. So Van Gogh and his team of Chindits run up this guy, the bane of every British enemy. Yeah, maybe you should go into the thumbnail. We'll see. Then the forward observer, the air observer from Berkan comes into the game, and he puts him where he can see everything but cannot be reached. And I come in, I advance with my MMG and position it. Again, not yet fully painted. And then the enemy Stuh comes in, and on a 5 plus, he shoots at my guys and yeah, just deletes a unit. I don't know. The board was really pretty cramped, and we were playing around, and I ran in and shot at some Hungarians, and then this guy came in and just deleted this unit completely, like a mistake on my part. If the enemy has not yet positioned his howitzer tank, don't run in with your infantry if you can't go down. So I come in with my anti-tank gun and position this bad boy on the opposite side of the howitzer tank or of the Stuh, so that maybe next turn I will take a good shot at the Stuh. My Fury Sherman advances in, takes a shot at the Stuh 42. I'm not sure. Am I hitting something? I'm not sure. I think I'm not hitting anything. I got a commander right up here, but I think I should keep 1 inch from each unit. But I got this guy just here to give it a morale bonus or to do a snap 2. And yeah, I was also thinking about blocking maybe the backside of the Sherman. If the Sherman has to go down and he has to go back, he has to move around obstacles. So you would need a couple of men to block this tank to leave the table edge. As you can see, the Hungarians now coming into the board. I think this is an MMG team, here another MMG team, and yeah, it's a nightmare because the Hungarians get 7 shots. They get I think the same rule as the Germans on their medium machine guns. So we're facing a lot of DACA, a lot of medium machine gun fire. We're not only facing that, we're also facing a lot of men. Like the Germans and Hungarians brought tons of units, and they're flooding the board with, and they have rifles, and they have assault rifles, and they have Panzerfausts and LMGs, and yeah, they have also a heavy mortar, which can be activated by this guy. And here is also a heavy mortar or a medium mortar. I think this one, and I think it's in reach of the 6-inch, and he snaps to. And I think what he does is he takes 2 dice and he hits with those 2 dices on a 6, and he will pin up our lead tank. The Hetzer also comes in, takes a shot at my Sherman, and I think doesn't penetrate it, but definitely definitely pins it. And as you can see here, there's also an anti-tank rifle from the Hungarians, like from the beginning, from turn 1. The air is already burning, and here we got the MMG team. He runs in, and right now, turn 1, the Brits and American are facing overwhelming odds and firepower. Yeah. There's not much we can do, but just take it. Then it's turn 2. What's happening? So, I don't know. Yeah, I think this is on the left flank. On this flank, it's a bit more calm. And what I'm doing here is I snap to. And you might think, okay, why are you not snap toing with your tank or your AT gun? Maybe I should have done that. But what's more important, in the building right here is the enemy sniper. And the enemy sniper wants to snipe my air observer that's somewhere right here, and I cannot let that happen. I need the plane to come in twice. That's my hope, that will turn the game around. So I snap to, and I open fire with my BRRs and with my sniper team on this window, and I get the enemy German sniper, and the enemy German sniper is done. So Mario takes a dice out of the bag. And what happens next? I think I'm dialed in on a 5, or I got 5 pins. I don't know. If I got 5 pins, I'm in real trouble. But we'll see. Yeah, I think I got 5 pins. I think what's happening is the enemy opens fire with his Hetzer. The Hetzer hits me on a 3 up. He hits me, and then he cannot penetrate. I got 5 pins, but he cannot penetrate me. He rolls a 1, but I have to go down. And because I go down, the following happens. I just leave the board. I just leave the board. And I should have advanced at least 9-inch forward. So if I had to go back, or even 5 inches would have sufficed. Like, you come in 5 inches. If you have to go down, you're just going down 4 inches. But either, yeah. So again, a misplay again. But it's a 2-on-2. There was a fest in the city. How to say, a party, like the city was celebrating something, so it was loud, and I was just there to beer and Bratzel game. But yeah, my Sherman leaves the building, which is not good, and the Hungarians and the Germans are taking aim at at our AT guns with their MMGs, and with their howitzer and MMG tanks. And as you can see, I go down, but two of my guys just bam, just evaporated. So maybe I should have activated on this flank and just taken out the tanks, but I didn't want my air observer to die. Yeah, maybe a misplay again, but yeah, what's now the thing here? They go down. I think what happens here is Kevin snaps two with his Hungarians, and he activates both mortars. I think both are heavy mortars, and they shoot. He takes them, he rolls the dice, and both are sixes. And he hits this guy and pins it up. So um, it's still alive, but it's pinned up. Mario in the midboard takes his grenadiers into a building and keeps them away from harm's way. In the middle, I think the Chindits advance into the buildings, or I would say this is just veteran or regular British infantry, and shoots with their LMGs at some German units. And here you can see the board. Here's the right flank, here's the left flank, and yeah, a lot of men on this side. Here the Hungarians, as you can see. Now the airstrike, I can see from here, from this flank, and I did put my airstrike here, and Berkan is here is his artillery observer, and he has put his artillery observer right here. And I got my sexman team here on the objectives, and in the back lines we have our mortars, and yeah. So these guys claim the barrels, the mission objective, and just take a shot at some Hungarians and deliver pins on those. I think they have three guys have MPs, and three of them have rifles. The Germans and the Hungarians advance towards the midboard, putting pressure on our forces, and yeah, it just looks amazing. Now it's turn 3. I call in the airstrike. What's gonna happen? And Berkan calls in his artillery strike. So here, this is my airstrike, and this is the artillery strike. What happens? What happens? It's turn 3, and we'll see. Okay. I think nothing comes in. That's what happens. So I guess we're both delayed. Then from the side, the Hungarians outflank us. This is the side where the Sherman stands, and where my no, where my Sherman fled, and where his Lee stands, and he brings in two guys with Panzerfausts. And so he advances and he shoots at the Lee, and I think he misses with both of his Panzerfausts. Um, or maybe he hits one. I don't know. I think one hits and he goes down, but he cannot penetrate it. So as you can see, it's down. It got 4 pins, and Kevin is doing the same thing. He activates. He snaps to. He puts. He's dialed in with his mortars on the Lee. A Panzerschreck team runs from right up here to the board, so he wants the tank dead. And yeah, that's what's happening. I don't know why I got a rally here on my mortar, but yeah. I think it should be a fire, and I'm shooting at the building, and as you can see, I'm kinda honing, or what do you say, pounding the Germans in the building, but it doesn't crash onto itself. We get outflanked by the Hungarians. When outflankers come into the board or cavalry comes into the board, you cannot assault from outflank. The first turn you come from outflank. The only thing you can do is, I think, advance or run, but not into a charge. So what Kevin does, he um, advances 9 inches and he is in point blank range of this artillery piece, and he shoots at it. Yeah, with point blank. And the rifles on horseback, you get tough fighter on a horse, but you get only 6-inch a 6-inch reach with your rifle. Yeah, and that's the board, how it looks. As you can see, the Stuh is dialing in on these guys. The Lee is holding itself, like this flank pretty much gone due to, I would say, misplay by my side and also a bit of, yeah, maybe unlucky, but also Berkan and I, like maybe, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, this flank got overrun, and as you can see, Germans here, like we're getting pounded. Right now, we're at the point where we're thinking like, okay, man, we can give up. But somebody reminds us that in BoltACtion, you should always play the game because things can turn around, and they will. They will right now. As you can see, the smoke. Um, changed, or the artillery guy, I don't know, kind of late on this unit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The rest is Hungarians. Okay, so the artillery strike is now on these guys, and yeah, we're getting pounded, but we're trying to hold up. Berkan is telling to me, hey, there are 2 artillery strikes coming, and I'm telling him, hey, there are 2 um, airstrikes coming in. Maybe that will change the game for us. Yeah, the Hetzer shoots at something. I don't know what he's shooting at. The mortars are pounding us. And yeah, I think now it's turn 4, I think. And the following happens. I roll and the plane comes in. And around this guy, 6 inches around, I'm sorry, 6 inches around this guy, things will get pins. And I think this guy has now 4 pins. And 18 inches away, my airplane comes in. And here he comes in. And with an airplane, where it comes in, you can put D3 pins on units. So I'm pinning up the AT rifle. I'm pinning up the mortar. I'm pinning up the Hetzer with 3 pins, and I'm pinning up the heavy mortar with 3 pins. And that's pretty amazing. I don't know what's happening here on the Lee front, but the Lee fires. He tries to fire. We'll see what happens in a second. But as you can see, like this flank, pretty much like a Panzerschreck team. Infantry here, cavalry here. I fire with my mortar. Again, I try to collapse the building. And I think we played it wrong because I was already dialed in on these guys, and somehow they got cover saves, but in the buildings you don't get cover saves. So I have to see. I think these guys would have died because I was dialed in on them, and I should have killed the man. But yeah, so the Panzerschreck team advances, shoots, and I don't know, maybe the Lee's gone? Yeah, the Lee's gone. There you go. The Panzerschreck team has finished the job that those guys couldn't finish, and we're trying to do our best in shooting at the enemies. The enemy tries to retaliate, but as you can see, 3 pins on this guy, probably from the artillery strike. Here there are I'm dialed in on these guys. They're taking pins, and in the back line, in the backline, the following happens. Units are starting to go down. They're starting to fail their morale check due to like this guy did a snap too, and yeah, I think he went down, but they fired. But we'll see in a second. The cavalry on our flank is advancing right in the enemy lines and couldn't get here into a close combat, but is moving and shooting, and our backline is getting pounded. And as you can see, no, it charged in and it just deleted the unit, just gone. After this, you can consolidate D6 inches, I think. Yeah. And in the midboard, we're just walking up. We're just walking up with everything we still have, because now the enemy backline is pinned from the airstrikes and also pinned from the artillery strikes. And so whatever we have, we're leaving our backline and we're pushing forward. And I think our troops are claiming scalps. As you can see, the Germans now pinned up, running away, trying to do things, but yeah, now it's turn 5. Again, this black smoke from the artillery strike. It comes in, and again the smoke from the air server, and the enemy is not amused. As you can see, they also, like here, things aren't moving. I think the Hetzer, the last turn, went just down, and he tried to rally but failed, and he moved backwards, and he almost left the board. Yeah, we'll see what happens. And the midboard, like the Germans are contesting and also taking positions that will be hard to get into. I don't know what are these guys saying. What are they saying? Oh, they're saying that the planes are coming, I think. Or yeah, we'll see. So the plane comes in again, and right now I'm putting pins on these guys, and also the smoke should be like right here, like 18 inches. And as you can see, I'm one pin for the Stuh, one pin for the MMG team, 4 pins on the Hetzer, 3 pins on AT rifle, 2 pins on this, and there is no more MMG team. This is where the smoke was. Can you see this? There was the smoke here, and they take the full airplane hit. I think he tried to go down. I think he went down. He halved it. So the airstrike killed 2 guys, and then he had to pass a morale check. I think due to pins, he failed the morale check, and the mortar is now deserted, and everything here is pinned up. So this flank is now losing, yeah, the confidence on the quiet left flank. I'm running forward with my GIs and dominating the enemy Hungarians and Germans were just a few, and so they're getting pinned, they're getting killed. But still, the objectives, like right here, there are here objectives, and well, I see you. I will show you in a second. But yeah, the Germans in the middle, pinned up, taking pins. Now the game is kind of turning around, and here you can see like this. This was our right flank, which we lost, and now here everything is failing. And from this side, I'm walking up, and Berkan and my other troops are walking up the midboards. We have one objective marker. Then where's the second one? The second one is here, and we have to say in a second. But yeah, this is the board. There's 1, 2, and I think one is here, and this is claimed by the Hungarians. And I think there should be also one here and yeah, I think that's claimed by the Germans. So right now we're behind, but we're pressing towards these ones, and we're thinking about maybe yeah, charging these Germans or getting up here. But it's getting, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, yeah, that's what we're doing. We're advancing towards the enemy objective, and we're thinking about getting a draw. That's what we're thinking. Maybe even winning the game if we can get the barrels here. But we'll see. So you can see here the Germans are pinned up, and yeah, we'll see what will happen. Here the Hungarians are getting decimated in the midboard. The Chindits doing their job, and yeah, that's the situation. Our Van Gogh gets charged by the cavalry. They fight bravely, as you can see here. Great close combat. Close combat is still viable, but you will always lose guys now as a consequence. And as you can see, I think 8 horses started the fight and only 4 survived. Yeah, and it could have gone also the other way. In the midboard, we're pressuring, we're trying to get the objective markers here to get to a draw, or maybe even win the game if our other units on the left flank can reach the barrels. As you can see, advancing with the brand carrier, with the troops, the guys. These guys in the buildings are pinned up, and yeah, we'll see what will happen. So these guys, what are they doing? They advance, and what are they shooting at? I think they take a shot at the Gurkhas that were pinned up from turn 1 due to light mortar, and I'm not sure. I think they get a few Gurkhas because this has now HE2, and they look amazing. What can I say? Yep, yep. Um, we try to shoot everything, but yeah, it seems that the Hungarians and the Germans take a few important resources. As you can see, the Hungarians claim the barrels. The German officer assaults the brain carrier and just deletes it, just kills it because it's open topped. That's enough. My Marines run in, shoot at this guy point blank. And yeah, we're trying to get to the midboard. We're trying to get to these barrels to draw, to get to a draw. And as you can see, the midboard is now getting flooded. And what will happen? What will happen? I don't know. I think this is turn 5 or turn 6. And yeah, what's gonna happen? It's turn 6 now. Yeah, turn 6. So these guys try to activate, they try to shoot, they go down. They go down. They can't take it. The guys up here, the Germans, also 4 pins. The Stuh tries to take a shot at this Chindits, and what's going to happen? I think Burkhan always balls to the wall, just said, I stand, I don't give a. And yeah, that's always a mistake against howitzer tank. And so he deletes half of the units and they take 4 pins or something like that. So not very good. I think I would have gone down, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe the tank doesn't hit and we could have reached the mission objective. This guy is just one guy alive and he has a pin and he tries to shoot, he goes down. My Marines, what are they doing? I don't know. I think I should have let them run here, but it could be that I charge into the building and claim the officer. But of course, we're trying to get here to the barrels, but the Germans are reinforcing themselves, even though here they try to do something. They have 4 pins, they go down. Um, the guy from the building somehow managed to get out. They had 3 pins, but the officer was nearby. So They advance out of the building and they shoot point blank with their assault rifles at my Marines, which is not good. The Germans reinforced their position here, where the barrels sit. And yeah, I think that's GG. I think the Hungarians and the Germans have won this game, this battle, and they will regroup. And yeah, that's it. So it was a great game. We played, I guess, 6 hours or something like that, or even a bit longer. We had a lunch break in between, and we had tons of fun. And the cool thing about this game is that although it was kind of beer and bratzel, and sometimes it was a bit competitive, we all had fun. Like nobody was giving the other guys a hard time. We enjoyed it all together. And yeah, have a nice day. Play a good bold action, and we see us in the next battle report. See us. Yeah.